So far this year, Dark of the Moon has brought us 3 standard sized bumblebees and 1 absolutely massive one. Each with its own specific little niche within the bumblebee forum. And for all the haters out there that say there's just too many bumblebee toys, this year they're looking pretty good. But with each of them having very own aesthetic within the movie line, one of them I thought would just be particularly a bit of a joke has actually proved to be pretty nice. So today it's time to enjoy the flamey goodness of Cyberfire Bumblebee, Dark of the Moon. Now, proper review time. Hello, SMS number 1, back for and all the cool stuff. Woo, all the cool stuff. Get your mug from the shop. Yeah. Deep breath. Let's talk about some grey plastic to start with. Now, the first thing I would say is that with all of these beautiful, beautiful things comes one of these awful things. And yes, it does do that. But with 3, not 2, but 3, 2 paints and a wash, so 3 paints and a paintbrush, you can, if you make the effort, actually make them look pretty like that. And look at the difference. Look, just a little bit of time and effort, and you can make it look good. So just have fun with it. These things are, you know, pretty awful. You can't mess them up anymore. That's all I'm going to say about these guns. They're just rubbish. But on to the figure himself. Now, Bumblebee is quintessentially a yellow Camaro, whether it be the new one or the old one or the Revenge of the Fallen or the Dark of the Moon or whatever. But not anymore. Look, he is a black piece of angry loveliness with red at the back. This is a black and yellow version of Knight Rider. It's absolutely great. It's exactly the same mould as the standard Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, but just the way this thing's painted up, especially in robot mode, is particularly glorious. And there's one thing that absolutely drives me crazy about this guy. He's just beautiful. So if I pick him up, the flame motifs on this aren't fantastic, if I'm honest. They're just sort of slapped on a little bit, and the big black panel lines in between don't do it any favours. But from a distance, it looks brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it really, really helps, especially in the chest area in robot mode. He is superb. On the roof, the flame graphics go down. Red lenses on all of the doors. You've still got the spot on the top that dips in for your MechTech weapon. And underneath, he's got shading, look. Let's do him in this form so he doesn't get in the way, but he's all shaded, look. So when I move it around, this is all ink washed out of the factory rather than having to do it yourself. It's just really good. Yes, I mean, okay, it rolls. It doesn't actually roll particularly well because it's one of those ones where if you don't get the transformation absolutely 100% spot on, it won't roll, and chances are the only time it'll ever roll is when you take it out of the box. But that's not what we bought this for, is it? This isn't a play with it in this mode kind of figure. This is a Bumblebee, so it needs to be a giant fighting robot. So let's do that then, shall we? First thing we're going to do is I'm going to zip through the transformation. The transformations are boring. We've all seen the transformation on this one, so we're going to flip these 2 up, flip these 2 up, pull the arms out, pull the arms out, twist sideways, and it gives you this sort of Jesus look. I'm going to move the camera up, like so. More bumblebees. There we go. He's sort of hiding himself underneath. So that gets us in a good position to go. I'm going to take the fisties, move the fisties up. Now next we're going to take the back end of the car. Actually, that's a lie. Next thing we're going to do is just grab gently on the tail fin here and just pull everything. Just split and pull and get everything together. We're going to flip this down move that up. We're going to take the bonnet section, which you can see has already popped itself open there, pull that, and the whole roof is going to pull itself up and out the way, which is going to give us loads of room for the rest of the robot. With the legs, as with the standard Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, we're going to take the fronts of the panels here and move them up and out the way. Do that on the other leg, up and out the way, and then we're going to take the toes. You can see the toes down here, pull the toes, and that is going to give you what is essentially a sort of faux automorph, pushing the back of the back of the leg around, which gives you a straight leg. I push this up as far as it will go, and that'll do nicely. So let's do the same on this side. Take the toes and just pull like that. That gets all the leg into position. Put the foot flat. That means the back of the leg's gone round the back. Pardon the black, there's a black figure and it's a sort of a darky room, so it's very difficult to get good lighting with black figures. First thing, we're going to pop that all the way down, see, so we're going to sit that flat and we're going to twist that round like so, which means you get the proper thigh plates. Let's do that on the other side. Look, so that was like that, so we're going to take that up, twist it flat. This one won't sit flat for some reason. I'm scared to force it too hard, but if I push it too much it's going to have a whoopsie. But that's alright, we'll leave it. It still looks good when you're doing your action poses. So we are most of the way there. Next we're going to just take the front of the vehicle, put your thumb on there and twist the whole lot down, which will do, if we get the shoulders out of the way, lift the shoulders up like that and then push that top down. There we go. Now that won't go all the way because, and this is the clever bits that are going to be with the Dark of the Moon toys, is if you grab that and just tweak it, this will twist round like that. So you get chest area, look, abdomen, stomach muscles, six-pack, whatever you want to call it, but that's how you make it. Then that's going to give you a hook. Can you see the hook under there? So then the hook is going to hook under the body itself and give you the front of Bumblebee. Now, all you've got to do is put your arms down, bend the arms, give them a bit of life, and again, bend the arm down, elbows, give it a bit of life. Now with the back, you just want to fold it back here, take this top of the bonnet, fold, and then what I've been doing is under here you can see that between the door and the arm there's a bit of a gap in between, and I've been tucking the roof in between that, which just makes it all sit nicely. Then all you've got to do is take your feet like that, move your head up, and you've got Dark of the Moon Cyberfire Bumblebee. Now he is glorious, but there is one thing about this figure absolutely pales everything else into insignificance. Now we all know that Bumblebee can scrap, ask Ravage, but Bumblebee has glowing red eyes, and that alone is worth the money for this figure. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, if you lift this up properly, the way there's a double hinge under here. If I can show you, I'm going to move my light slightly like that, and you can see in here is a double hinge, so that moves and that moves. So if you lift that right up and you do that both sides like that, you can see from the front this chest mechanism looks really, really, you have to sort of bend him down quite a lot for some poses, but if you do that and lean him right forward and bring the head up like that, you can make his chest look really, really good, just sort of very, very movie-esque without getting into the super expensive figures. I adore this thing, I absolutely adore this. And let's just do a little twirl of him. Got silver Autobot logos on the back panels here, which are very nice. The paint on it is absolutely, and it's finished really well too. And you've got a choice. You can hide the doors, or on the back here you've got red windows to match the red eyes. Not that a lot of the kids are going to want an angry Bumblebee, but personally I've got so many namby-pamby, childish looking Bumblebees. To have one that's actually looking like he's going to murder you to death. I love this guy, he's absolutely brilliant. And just to bring in my homemade super duper mech tech gun, same as ever. You've got a post there and a port there, and you can just squeeze it into the mech tech hole. And there. Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Cyberfire Bumblebee. This will be, now I have a job and money again, the first of the new series of All the Cool Stuff toy reviews. I have been SMS number 1, and I'd like to say, the Red Eyes of Death.